Hey everyone, John here with the Morse Global Finance Podcast team. Ready for another deep dive.
Sounds good.
This time, we're looking into Gold Alliance.
Okay.
They're a company that's been making some noise in the precious metals IRA space.
Especially with gold IRAs, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, those are getting pretty popular.
I've got Tiffany here with me today. She's our expert when it comes to precious metals and retirement planning.
Happy to be here.
So Gold Alliance, they say they've got this customer-centric approach.
Right.
They talk a lot about investor education. What does that actually mean, like, in real life?
Well, you know how people are always thinking about their retirement?
Yeah.
They know about stocks and bonds, but maybe not so much about precious metals like gold or silver.
Right.
Gold Alliance wants to change that. They want to help people see how gold and silver could fit into their financial future.
So it's not just, hey, buy gold.
Not at all.
It's more like, let's figure out if gold makes sense for you.
Exactly. It's about understanding the role it can play.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But let's say someone's interested. They want to work with Gold Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
What's the process like? Is it like opening a bank account, just walk in and sign some papers?
Not quite. They really try to personalize things.
Ah.
Yeah, they want to understand your goals, how much risk you're comfortable with, all that before they even suggest anything.
So it's like a custom-fit retirement plan.
Yeah, you could say that.
They want to make sure you're fully on board before moving forward.
Exactly.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they figure out what you need.
Right.
And then what?
Then it's about setting up the right kind of account.
Okay.
Traditional IRA, Roth IRA, SEP IRA, they've got options.
So it depends on your situation.
Exactly.
I bet they handle all that paperwork too, right?
Absolutely. All the complicated stuff, they take care of it.
That's a huge relief for anyone who's ever tried to set up an IRA.
It can be a headache.
Yeah, for sure.
But one thing that really makes Gold Alliance different,
Yeah.
they focus a lot on rare coins for IRAs.
That's interesting.
Most people, when they think about precious metals, they think about those gold bars.
Right, or those standard coins you see advertised.
Yeah, but Gold Alliance, they do things a little differently.
What, rare coins?
Well, they can be more valuable than just their gold content.
Because they're, like, collectibles.
Exactly. It's like having a piece of history in your portfolio.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not just betting on the price of gold. You're also betting on the coin itself.
You got it.
But every investment has its ups and downs.
Mm.
What are the benefits of working with Gold Alliance specifically?
One big thing is their transparency, especially with fees.
You mean they tell you up front what it's going to cost?
Exactly. No hidden surprises.
That's always good.
And they're there to support you even after you've set up your account.
So it's not just about making the sale.
Nope, they're in it for the long haul with their clients.
I like that.
Yeah, it builds trust.
Speaking of fees, what's the deal there? Are we talking big commissions?
No, actually, it's pretty straightforward. There's an annual fee for the gold IRA, a one-time setup fee,
Okay.
and then there are storage costs. Depends if you go with segregated storage or not.
Segregated storage. What's that?
Basically, your metals are kept separate from everyone else's.
Like your own little vault within the big vault.
Exactly. More security, more peace of mind.
That makes sense. So you know your investment is safe.
Yeah.
But what if someone isn't ready for the whole gold IRA thing?
Mm-hmm.
Does Gold Alliance have other options?
Of course. You can buy gold and silver directly outside of a retirement account.
Interesting.
Good for diversifying your portfolio.
I see. So they've got options for different needs.
Absolutely. Whatever your goals are.
What are the minimums like for both options?
For gold IRA, it's $20,000.
Okay.
But if you're buying directly, it's $10,000.
So they've got something for people just starting out
Mm-hmm.
and for those who are ready to go all in.
That's right.
Okay, so let's say someone decides to go with Gold Alliance. What are the main steps?
First things first, do your research.
Yeah, always good advice.
Make sure you understand what you're getting into.
Due diligence.
Then you can request a free kit from Gold Alliance.
What's in the kit?
All the details. Services, fees, investment options, all laid out.
So you can get a feel for the company before you commit?
Exactly.
Like what?
If you like what you see, you contact Gold Alliance, and they'll set you up with a specialist.
This is where that personalized approach comes in.
Yes. The specialist will work with you, figure out your goals, your risk tolerance, and come up with a plan just for you.
So it's not just buying a product, it's getting expert advice.
Precisely.
Especially important with something as potentially complex as precious metals.
Can be tricky.
What happens after that consultation?
If you decide to go ahead, you open an account, fund it.
Okay.
Then the fun part, choosing your investments.
Ah, yeah.
Gold Alliance has a lot of options.
We talked about those rare coins, but what else?
Standard bullion coins, bars, you name it.
So you can build a pretty diverse precious metals portfolio,
That's the idea.
and they help you through that process, right? Choosing the right stuff.
Of course, they'll guide you, make sure you're comfortable with your choices.
That kind of guidance is really valuable, especially for someone who's new to this.
Definitely takes the stress out of it.
So you choose your metals, fund the account, then what? Do they just ship the gold to your house?
No, not quite.
Okay, good.
Gold Alliance helps you set up secure storage.
So it's not just sitting in your closet.
Exactly. They work with special depositories, really secure facilities.
So your investment is protected.
That's the priority.
What about managing the investment? Is it a set it and forget it kind of thing?
Not really. Gold Alliance keeps you informed.
Oh.
Yeah, you get regular updates on your account, what's happening in the market, any news that might affect you.
So you're not left wondering what's going on.
Exactly. Transparency is key, especially when it comes to your retirement savings.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the process with Gold Alliance, but let's dive a little deeper into the metals themselves. What specific types of gold and silver are we talking about?
Well, for gold, you've got the classics, American Eagle gold coins, beautiful, pure.
Those are popular.
Then there's Canadian maple leaf coins, another favorite.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those.
And for something a bit more exotic, there's South African Krugerrands.
Those are all coins. What about bars?
They've got those too, bars from places like Credit Suisse, the Puth Mint. Very reputable.
So there's variety. It's not just one size fits all.
Exactly. They cater to different tastes.
What about silver?
Same idea. American Eagle silver coins, Canadian maple leafs, Austrian Philharmonics,
I've heard of those, yeah.
British Britannias, and so on. And silver bars, of course, from places like the Royal Canadian Mint, Johnson Matthey.
So whether you're into gold or silver, coins or bars, they've got you covered.
Pretty much.
We mentioned platinum and palladium earlier. What about those?
For platinum, you can get American Eagle coins, Canadian maple leafs, Australian platypus coins.
Platypus coins, huh?
Yeah, those are cool. They also have platinum bars from refiners like Valcambi, PPM Peace.
And palladium.
That's a bit more niche, but they do offer the American Eagle palladium coin and palladium bars as well.
So they've got a pretty comprehensive selection.
I'd say so.
They're transparent about fees, they offer support, they make the process easy. It all sounds pretty good.
They've got a good system.
But what are people actually saying about Gold Alliance? Are the customers happy?
That's a great question, and that's what we'll get into next.
Perfect. Sounds like we've got a lot more to discuss about Gold Alliance.
Yeah, we're just getting started. Well, when it comes to customer reviews, Gold Alliance does pretty well, John.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, they get a lot of praise on different platforms.
Like where? What sites are we talking about?
Let's start with the Better Business Bureau.
The BBB, yeah.
They gave Gold Alliance an A+ rating. That's the highest they give.
Wow, that's impressive.
And if you look at the reviews on their site, the average is almost 5 stars, like 4.95 out of 5.
That's got to be tough to beat. What about other review sites? Are they consistent?
Totally. On Google reviews, they're averaging 4.6 out of 5.
It's still really good.
And yep, they've got a solid 4 out of 5.
So it's not just one place, it's everywhere.
Exactly. Consistent positive feedback.
Any common themes in those reviews? What are people saying they like?
A lot of people mention the customer service. How professional the team is, how quick they are to respond, how helpful they are with questions.
That personalized approach we talked about seems like it's working.
Yeah, people feel like they're being taken care of.
That's important.
And transparency is another big one.
Makes sense.
Customers feel like they're getting straight answers about the investments, the fees, the risks, everything.
That's huge, especially when you're talking about retirement savings.
It's your future. You want to feel confident.
For sure.
And they also offer a lot of educational resources.
Oh, interesting.
So it's not just about selling you something.
It's about educating you, helping you make the best decision.
Exactly. They have a ton of info on their website, and their team's always happy to answer questions.
Sounds like they really want their customers to understand precious metals.
They want you to be informed.
But let's be real. No company's perfect. Are there any negative reviews out there?
There are a few, like with anything.
What are people complaining about?
Sometimes it's about investment performance not meeting expectations.
Well, that happens with any investment, right?
Exactly. The market can be unpredictable.
You can't control everything.
And some complaints are about fees, maybe feeling like something wasn't explained clearly or was higher than they thought.
That's a good reminder to always read the fine print.
Absolutely. Ask questions if anything's unclear.
Be an informed investor.
That's the best way.
Okay, so overall, Gold Alliance seems to have a good reputation.
Yeah, they're well regarded.
But the big question, are they legitimate? Can people trust them with their money?
Absolutely, John. Gold Alliance is one of the most reputable gold IRA firms out there.
So no worries about them running off with your savings.
No, no, not at all. They've got a long track record, strong standing in the industry. They do things by the book.
That's reassuring to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's clear up a couple of common questions people might have.
Okay.
First, who's the CEO of Gold Alliance?
That would be Joseph Sherman.
Okay.
He's been leading the company since 2016.
So, relatively recently?
Yeah, but he's really been pushing their focus on precious metals as a way to build wealth.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Second question, are there any lawsuits or legal issues we should know about?
As far as I know, there's nothing public about any lawsuits against them.
So their legal record looks clean.
So good.
FT, we've talked about how Gold Alliance works, the benefits, the fees, customer reviews, all that.
We've covered a lot.
But before we wrap up, we need to talk about the pros and cons of investing in precious metals.
Right. Important to consider both sides.
So let's start with the good stuff. Why invest in gold and silver, especially in a gold IRA?
One big reason is inflation.
Yeah, that's on everyone's mind these days.
Gold has a history of holding its value when inflation is high.
So it could help protect your savings from losing purchasing power.
That's the idea.
What else?
Gold is also seen as a safe haven asset.
Safe haven.
Yeah, when things are uncertain economically or politically, people turn to gold.
It's like a security blanket in a financial storm.
Exactly. It feels stable, reliable.
But let's not get carried away. What are the downsides? What are the risks?
Well, one thing is that gold doesn't give you passive income.
Like dividends from stocks.
Right. With gold, you're relying on the price going up.
And while gold tends to go up over time, there can be dips along the way.
Yeah, it's not a guaranteed quick profit.
Yeah, it's a long-term play. Got to be patient.
And then there are the storage costs. We talked about those.
Right. Got to keep that gold safe.
Those fees can add up.
Anything else to consider?
I think that covers the main points.
Okay, Tiffany, we're about out of time for this part of our deep dive.
Already.
Any final thoughts before we move on?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that gold and silver, they're not a magic bullet.
Right. They're not the solution to all your financial problems.
Exactly.
It's about building a solid plan.
Yeah, a plan for your retirement, your overall financial well-being.
And that plan should have different pieces, right? Diversification.
Absolutely. Stocks, bonds, real estate, even precious metals.
They all have a role to play.
It's about finding the right mix for you.
So deciding whether to invest in gold or silver, how much to put in.
That depends on your situation, how much risk you're okay with, what your goals are.
It's not one size fits all.
Definitely not.
We've been focusing on Gold Alliance, but this whole conversation's got me thinking alternative investments in general.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of attention lately.
People are looking beyond the traditional stocks and bonds.
Especially with all the inflation worries, the market volatility.
Makes sense.
People want to protect what they've earned.
And precious metals, they've got that track record holding their value during tough times.
Exactly. It's that sense of tangibility, security.
It's something real, you can hold it.
Right. In a world that feels increasingly unpredictable.
Tiffany, this has been a really eye-opening deep dive into Gold Alliance
Glad you found it helpful.
and into precious metal investing as a whole.
It's a fascinating world.
Any final thoughts for our listeners as we wrap up?
If you're thinking about adding precious metals to your portfolio, Gold Alliance is worth checking out.
They've got those rare coins, the good reputation, that focus on the customer.
And don't forget the educational resources.
Right. Even if you're not ready to invest yet, it's worth learning more.
Their website's a good place to start, or request one of those free kits we talked about.
Always good to be informed.
Couldn't agree more.
Well said, Tiffany. Thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure, John.
And to our listeners, we hope you found this deep dive valuable.
Hope you learned something new.
If you want to learn more about Gold Alliance or explore other investment options,
We've got you covered.
head over to the Moores Global Finance website.
Lots of great resources there.
Articles, comparisons, even access to those free gold IRA kits.
Everything you need to make smart decisions.
That's what we're all about, empowering investors.
Knowledge is key.
Until next time, happy investing.